So there I was, working IT at Harman Industries, a nice quiet company where nothing much happened, and that was exactly how we liked it. Then corporate sent down a new security protocol and everything changed. They installed a badge system where every visitor had to be signed in and escorted at all times. No big deal, right? Wrong. Our building manager, Mrs. Carolyn Fletcher, she took this and ran with it like it was the Magna Carta. Within a week, she'd turned the front desk into Fort Knox. No visitor could walk 10 feet without an employee physically beside them. No exceptions, no shortcuts. She posted herself by the entrance like a hall monitor who'd finally found her purpose in life. For about 2 weeks, this system limped along. People would grab delivery drivers, drag them to the right office, and dump them there like hot potatoes. It was annoying but manageable. Then Mrs. Fletcher caught wind that some departments were abusing the system by having one person sign in multiple visitors at once. Her solution? A new memo. Each employee could only escort one visitor at a time. If you needed to bring in 3 delivery people, you had to make 3 separate trips. She beamed like she'd just solved the Crimean War. The complaints rolled in like waves, but she stood firm. Rules are rules, she'd say, arms crossed, absolutely reveling in her tiny amount of power. Here's where my story gets good. My department ordered 18 laptops for a training session. 18. The delivery driver showed up with a hand truck stacked high, and I watched the realization dawn on Mrs. Fletcher's face that this was about to be her problem. I smiled, grabbed the sign-in sheet, and started making trips. 1 laptop, 1 escort, back to the lobby, sign out, get in line again. The driver waited, and waited, and waited. I completed exactly 1 escort per trip, like a good little employee. Mrs. Fletcher couldn't say anything because I was following her precious rule to the letter. My manager eventually came down wondering why his training setup was 3 hours late. I just shrugged and pointed at the sign. But wait, there's more. The next day, my coworker Terry had a vendor meeting with 6 people from the same company. Corporate bigwigs needed to look professional. They arrived in a fleet of cars and Terry, bless his soul, decided to do this right. He signed in the first visitor, walked them to the conference room, came back, signed in a second, walked them down, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. Meanwhile, people started lining up at the front desk. Not to cause trouble, just to do their jobs. But now there were 5 employees all trying to escort 1 visitor each. The lobby turned into a traffic jam of confused visitors, stressed employees, and a security guard whose eye was twitching. My day 4, the CEO himself couldn't enter his own building without waiting in line behind a pizza delivery guy. Training sessions were canceled. A client walked out of a meeting because the escort never showed up. The memo quietly vanished from the bulletin board. No announcement, no apology, just gone like a magic trick. Mrs. Fletcher went back to her desk and stopped making eye contact with anyone. When she passed me in the hallway that Friday, she actually looked the other way. I just nodded politely and went about my day. Rules are rules after all.